Doug.
So Doug, yeah, you're in that version of the video.
Yeah.
So we got in the studio today. We have Doug Funnie, who's in the intro. You're welcome. And Urizen, of course, who did the theme song. You're welcome, guys, for us using it. You're welcome. But no, thank you for letting us use it. By the way, that's always been one of my favorite songs. And so it's a real pleasure to edit to because I never get tired when I'm listening to the music. I'm always still like jamming out to it. But the new one that will run next week has a few more little things in there too.
So
newer.
Newer.
Onward We March is actually in the final shot of that.
Oh,
where
really?
we do the spin around in the big group. So
yeah,
that'll be a lot of fun.
Those wacky guys.
Oh, this Friday at the Boiler Room, I believe.
The Boiler Room.
There's a show coming up that's going to have a bunch of good things. Why don't you tell us what those things are?
Artists. There's going to be a couple artists. It'll be me. I'll be opening the night. Lizard Professor.
And Lizard Professor, we had friends last night. Pugs and them apparently were telling us they're really great too.
Yeah, they're really good guys. I mean, they definitely play metal as far as I last heard. I haven't heard them in like some years now when I first started.
Yeah, Onward We March was talking about them yesterday, as a matter of fact, that they were looking to do a show with them. They think they're one of the best in Dallas.
Yeah, they're really good, man. So I'm really looking forward to listening to their new stuff. Also, Dr. Awkward will be on there as well. I haven't heard Dr. Awkward, so I'm definitely looking for his stuff. My friend Megaran, a.k.a. Random, who's on the Big Kid remix of mine, he'll be up there and doing performances. Also touring with Urizen. So
it's Urizen. Trust me, we learned that the hard way.
I'm going to have to learn it the hard way.
There was a whole webpage they set up called Urizen.com, but it was really confusing because you couldn't read it. It didn't help. I was like tomato.
So no one says tomato. Seriously.
My grandmother said tomato, and I slapped her once, and I had to correct her.
That was the Alzheimer's, though. So
I'm gonna start saying that.
Maybe
now,
she wanted a clump.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I'm
gonna say potato for everything and pretend like I never knew it was potato.
Let me get some potato fries.
You're never coming to my
get some potato fries.
You're never coming to my new place.
So yeah, it's this Friday, so it's definitely gonna be fun.
And tell us a little bit about what you've been on the show before, but tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a nerdcore hip hop artist. It's basically hip hop with just nerd references, video games,
like the
music,
Candy. So
Yeah,
you
I
sing
can
about
go
candy
Candy.
a
I can
lot?
do candies.
Is that okay?
I mean,
that's interesting. I've never heard somebody just rap about candy before.
MC
Yeah,
Chris
just
did.
nerd.
I was like, never mind,
candy.
MC Chris, yeah.
I like candy, bubblegum and taffy. Yeah. So there's a lot of references with nerdcore. So I mean, especially being a DFW, being the only nerdcore hip hop artist trying to do shows.
Yeah.
And then you run across a whole bunch of gangster artists, and not a lot of people dig that so much.
Well, we saw you, Jay and I, a while back, saw you with the Double Wide, which reminds me, I still have entire footage from that show that we need to give to you to whip it up.
I had completely blanked
Or
on
let me
that.
know your YouTube page and I'll upload it for you. But yeah, we have full performances from that, and they're great. And the audience at home hasn't
Weren't
been
you
good
in
enough
Velma during that?
I'm going to. No, that was the
That was
show.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
CD release
Oh,
party.
okay.
Pay
Oh, yeah.
attention,
I
Jay.
only do the big shows.
Sorry.
But we didn't have enough people post on Facebook, so they don't get rewarded with watching that footage today.
Okay, that's fair.
But we'll get that to you. But no, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, you did a great job of explaining what you do, and I think that's important about doing anything. You should be able to explain it. But yeah, I mean, you have songs like about Velma, also Legend of Zelda songs, which I don't see how you could be a nerd and not enjoy Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Also like your peanuts.
I thought
I heard it coming out.
I know that's what it's. Man, I was hoping that was going to go another direction. For just a
Stop it.
second.
As it was coming out, I heard it, but I do like that song.
Right.
Yeah.
Song.
So tell us a few that, like, yeah, give us a range of what you sing about. I know you said nerd stuff, but you know that could be, like I said, candy. I could take it that direction. If you
Is it
want,
like
but-
science?
it's
Do you have any
really-
science songs?
Yeah.
I have a few science songs. I'm actually doing a mixtape with Linby where we're going to bring people to the movies. Basically, in other words, we're going to remix songs from movies. One in particular is we remixing Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I've seen them do that live, and that's a really
it's
nice
really
version. It's a
good.
really good big band version. Like that pretty much sold me on seeing them that night. I was like, all right, they
Linby
won.
is great
They
guys,
did it.
Man. We're
They
gonna
did it.
Do that. The Warriors.
Nice.
I think there's another track we're gonna do. Back to the Future.
Oh
We're
yeah.
definitely touching Back to the Future. That's gonna
Good.
happen.
Of course, we talked about that before. It's one of our favorites. I've rewatched the trilogy last week. Still, what's funny is now that I hit that part where Biff brings the thing into the
you
future,
messed
I'm
me
like,
up, man. You messed me up.
Shouldn't happen.
Yeah, but you can still look in the background and see Marty McFly doing his thing in multiple locations.
Dude, I still love, the Back to the Future 2, I think is still my favorite, just for all the background stuff going on, the interaction.
Crispin Glover, so.
And it's who? Yeah, there was a lawsuit, because he didn't want to appear in that film.
He didn't,
and they used old footage, and then the guy hanging upside down is the guy with, prosthetics and stuff like that.
He won that case.
But, he did, and now in a film, you cannot use previously taped material without the artist's permission.
Oh, really?
Because of Crispin Glover.
I did not know that.
It's called Glover's Law, I believe, and you can't.
I don't really think it's called that.
I doubt it.
Crispin's Law? St. Crispin's Law?
I would like it to be called Crispin's Law.
So, so this Friday. Now, how did the show come back? 'Cause that's a lot of people, and a lot of very well known groups coming together.
I was just searching around Facebook, and friend Rustin hit me up on Facebook, who's a part of Horizon.
Get it right.
I was gonna say both at this point. They hit me up. I was like, "Hey, you want to do the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. I mean, whatever y'all want to do, I'm totally down for it. I dig y'all music, so I definitely want to be a part of whatever y'all want to do."
Very cool.
So they hit me up, and I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, down. No questions."
Jay's the tallest one, and he's lowering his mic. Are you okay over there?
I have the ADD, and I just start fiddling with stuff. I was like, ooh.
I just heard this giant thump, and I wondered what the hell was going on over there. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
I do have the ADD. Look at him go.
Leave me alone.
I thought I was the worst one here. So, what can we look for? Is there anything special you're going to be doing, or is this just going to be a boring show and there's really not much that people are going to know?
I'm going to do a new few songs off the album, off the crap, that's the name of the album. It's not that.
That's okay. I never bothered
staring at you.
It was so bad I never bothered to learn it.
Because I got too many projects happening at one time. I forget names really quickly. The Head in the Clouds album, do a few songs.
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Make sure you turn into the beer show next Friday. Sorry, you reminded me about other projects. I just wanted to stop you and
really
promote one of mine.
In the middle of an interview.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Can you answer his question, please?
What was the question?
I didn't ask her question.
I got one. Don't you have like a side project you're starting up now, like a newer punk band?
The punk band.
Yes.
The Scratch the Hounds band. I'll be playing bass for that. We're actually got a booked show on the 22nd at the Grotto in Fort Worth.
Very cool.
No, the Cellar. I apologize.
Oh, well, never mind. That's not the
the Cellar in Fort Worth.
I was all excited about the first one, and then Cellar.
It's not the Grotto.
And what's the date on that one again?
The 22nd.
Very cool.
22nd February.
But I want to focus more on this one coming up on Friday. So it's amazing, like that many good bands, because normally there's like one or two that I like, and then I have to sit through Dallas douche rock for check out other stuff. So it's really cool.
That is a genre, by the way.
Oh, dude,
it is.
It is.
Douche
Trust
rock?
me. It's 90% of Dallas is Dallas
Can I put
douche
that in my
rock.
Pandora?
Yeah.
Put it in
Yeah, you just type in douche
in the
rock,
Pandora.
and it just all pops up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no,
all about
check it
You have to
YOLO,
put up with
swag.
a lot of Ed Hardy advertisements between songs, though.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to mention any bands specifically, but only because if they ever asked us to play a show, I want to play with them. But I've got like 5 in my head right now. I can think they're like
Such a
perfect.
Perfect name.
Yeah. So, I'm really excited about this. Do you have any other projects going on?
The Linby mixtape. We're trying to release that in March, but who knows? It's
Other
all
than
in
that,
that
you're
fair
sitting
right
on your
now.
ass and doing nothing.
We're working on the drafts of the beats right now, and then we're gonna bring it to the band, and then they rehearse it, and then we play it live and release the CD. It's just a whole long process that we have to figure
Now,
out.
what order on the show on Friday are you playing?
First.
You're
up.
first. And what time do the doors open?
There really is no set door. I mean, we're getting people there at 7.
Okay.
Shows start at 8.
Oh wow, it's an early show.
Yeah.
it's a really
Give the
early
lineup.
show.
I think it's
this
like
is a
5
long
or
lineup.
6 performers that night. Yeah. Notice I'm not one of them, but we'll come back to that later.
This guy's not bitter at all.
no.
No, I mean this is so. I mean we're obviously I'm going to be there for sure. So and I especially want to see was it Dr. Lizard? Is that the other one that
Lizard Professor.
Lizard Professor? That's it. Dr. Lizard Professor
There's
Moriarty.
Dr.
Yeah.
You know what? That's it. Dr. R. That's why I got confused. You know what? I'm doing a Dr. Lizard, awkward
Lizard.
professor band,
Dr.
and I'm
Lizard.
gonna be like, suck it, other bands.
Awkward professor.
You know what I've
band.
always wanted to do
Dr.
is
Lizard.
take a well-known artist from around Dallas and make a band like I don't know if you know who, like Chad Lovell is. Chad Lovell used to be the drummer for Course of Empire back in the '90s, and he's the sound
Yeah.
guy over at Curtain Club. But I always want to start a band called the Chad Level Trio without him in it, and just book shows and be like, "Whoa, we didn't say he was in the band. It's just the name of the band." And just book shows as so when you show up, he just looks at you the whole time like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So this will be exciting.
Definitely play on that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to ask you some questions that have nothing to do at all with Doug Funnie.
Cool.
All right, great.
With that.
Local, in your neighborhood.
I want to try something radical.
This is DELoL On Air, serving the DFW Metroplex. Live, DELoLonair.com. Check out DELoLonair.com for all of your exclusive rates, show times, and more. Everything you need to know about the local music scene for the Dallas-Fort Worth area can be found online. DELoLonair.com.
Jedi, man, I really like those new sweepers. Who's the voice on those?
Dude, we got a new voice. It's Troy Dorman, man. The new voice of DELoL on Air.
I like that, man. We're gonna have him in here and do an interview with him.
I hope he talks that way the whole time.
I know.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Thanks, Del. I really appreciate that. So, well, we got a special treat at the end of the show. We have a video of Doug Funnie. It's a little long, so we're going to save it for the end. But we're going to run it. What is it going to be? What are they going to do?
It was the videos of the performances that happened at the Double Wide with Mega Ran when he was touring here before. So, I mean, it's a good performances, a little chat in there too.
I'm very excited. So we
you sound excited.
Yeah,
Excited.
Man, that sounds absolutely great.
So cool.
Sounds amazing.
We talked once.
So let me ask something. Now that to get straight away a little bit from what we should be talking about, what was the latest movie you saw? What's the last movie you saw?
Last movie I saw in theaters or last movie period?
I'll tell you what, either one.
Last movie I saw was on Netflix. High School.
So
Video Game High School.
What's okay? What is Video Game High School?
Basically a kid who kills this guy he's basically online the whole time. It's like Call of Duty, and this guy named Law hacks into people's networks and kills people because he's just that good. Then a noob accidentally kills him, and he gets enrolled into Video Game High School. And
was it good?
It was good.
It sounds interesting.
The principal of the high school is a guy from Epic Mealtime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the South Spouse. That guy. He's the principal. So I thought that thing was funny. So.
And what about the latest one you saw in theater? What's it?
I've been in theaters in a while.
Same here. I think mine was Looper. Was the last thing I saw in theater.
That was
Probably
mine also.
Same here.
Probably Looper.
Oh, was it? Okay.
That was a week.
Probably Looper.
That was the one we were all together. Is when we all.
And Doug said it on the Looper review. That's true.
Yeah.
And then we ended up rolling into Back to the Future, I believe, from the Looper. Everything ties back to Back in the Future. Yeah. Right now, I always like to pretend that right now, outside this window, there's me from the future adjusting stuff so that right now this moment's going good for me. Like I'm the Marty.
Speaking of which, because last time we were talking about Looper, we got into Primer.
Yes. Oh, and
Primer. I got in halfway through and I was drinking. And then
That's
I got too drunk and I was like, I can't follow y'all anymore. So I'll have to watch this later.
That one you need to be sober the first
it's
time.
It's one of the few
that.
movies I will tell you,
like,
be absolutely sober. Don't do any drugs if you want to keep up with what's going on in that movie. And honestly, it's one you got to watch 2 or 3 times even. Like, you'll get the premise, you'll understand it.
Yeah.
But to understand the loops that it goes through, it's really impressive.
Yeah,
so.
throwing me off.
But so what was the last thing you saw?
Last night I rented the Expendables 2, and That's My Boy. That one with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't expect it to be off the wall as it was. It was ridiculously outrageous and really funny. Like, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, it's going to be bad.
Taffet is looking forward to the new movie 34 movie.
I think he means 43.
43.
And yes,
I'm sorry. Is that what threw everybody?
Yeah.
I inverted the numbers.
I'm going to try to poke fun at Taffet. I can't do it.
I had no. Everybody's like sitting at home, literally going, "Oh God, 43. That makes no. 34. Now I know what movie we're talking about."
Again.
Tomatoes.
That's the one. So
Wow.
all those same guys are doing the epic movies and the action movies and the.
No, it has
cast.
Anna Faris in it, and it has Hugh Jackman, and then it's got
It also has
Liam
the producers
Schreiber.
of the movies, epic movie.
I've never seen Epic Movie or any of those other stuff.
All right, you know what? Go treat yourself
Go
one
and
day.
check it out.
Go enjoy that.
I stopped at Scary Movie 2, and that was about it for me.
So Jay, what's the latest thing you've seen?
Dread.
Yeah, and what did you think about that?
I really liked it. It is just an hour and a half long.
Now wait a second. You said the last thing you saw in theaters was Looper. Yet Dread has not come out on DV. I
Oh, but
asked
it
you,
has.
Actually,
How'd you do
it
that?
has.
About 2 weeks
all right,
now.
but you watched this.
That's a very
really?
nice try.
God, I'm so behind on this.
Yeah, I watched it last week. A week after it came out on DVD.
Are
Oh,
you
well, there
guys
you go.
roommates?
Yeah.
Recently. I download everything. At least I literally release dates have gone out the window for me. Obviously that's a joke. I would never do that. No one would ever. Hi FBI. No one would ever do that. But I release dates gone. Like, unless I know the people personally, the idea of going out and purchasing a rectangular object that has media on it is so far gone.
You were buying VHSs? And
Yeah,
stuff?
no, I meant the case because I'm thinking,
okay.
I guess the DVDs are not. I get the rectangular DVDs.
Oh, okay.
That they hold more information in the corners.
No, I'll tell you this
The
though about
regular
Dread.
circles.
They did one very. I thought it was a pretty interesting take on it. So there's a drug called slow-mo, and it slows everything down to your perception. So when you actually see stuff in slow motion, it's always immediately after someone has taken that drug. So like there's a reason for them to use slow motion.
Oh, okay. So they bullet time it, but they have a reason in the story that kind of interact. Oh,
so
very nice.
like a guy is being executed, and they dose him with the slow mo, and then they toss him off the 200th floor of a building. So it feels like it's taken
Hilarious.
a lot longer.
Wow.
That's hardcore.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that is of course after they skinned him.
Oh,
So yeah, it's kind
It
of
already
a,
sounds
kind of
better
a
than the
shitty
first
day
one.
for that guy.
yeah. Well,
At
he
least
was
it
found.
ended.
He was found guilty.
Yeah.
You know what
well, no, that was just drug violence. So you don't have to feel
Oh,
bad. It was
okay,
dealer
okay.
on dealer crime. So it's like whatever.
that's
He
fine.
got skinned and then slow motion fell for 200 floors.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the new Dread. They don't show his face, correct? They
That
actually
is correct.
hold to the comic of
Yep.
just the or when they do, it's obscured.
No,
or
no,
something.
it's always with the helmet on.
see, that's
Like,
great.
At,
That
at
makes
the
me
very
happy.
beginning, you see like the back of his head when he's putting his helmet on. That's it.
Nice.
Never
I
mind.
really
they,
want to
they-
see
never
that.
mind. They broke it.
I may have to go to Redbox tonight because it was between that and Frank and Weenie for tonight.
Oh, but
so.
have you ever seen the original
I
Frank?
do.
and Weenie?
It's on my Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, same
collector's
here.
edition.
So I'm excited to see the full length movie.
Yeah,
about that.
but definitely check out Dread. It's worth a watch. It's an hour and a half of action. That's it. That's all it is.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I really want to.
Well, the only reason I ask is I want to get to what I watched recently.
No one cares.
A 4-hour-long documentary on Thomas Jefferson. It was great. Very
Nice.
action-packed. No skinning people and throwing them off 200 floors. It really wasn't
Slackers.
that. I mean, it was good. It really wasn't that interesting. That just happens to be the very last thing that I watched while doing some editing. But it was all right. Did you know he was president at one point?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no lie, dude.
Well,
and Benjamin Franklin wasn't.
Then
Totally
again,
blew my mind.
in the last month, you've watched all of How I Met Your Mother.
That is true. I finally like enough people finally
he
told
just
me.
sat down and watched the whole thing all the way
I've
through.
kind of avoided. I was like, oh, this is like a cheesy little sitcom, but I will admit this: I laugh all the way through it.
It's
You know,
fun
it's not the
stuff.
most fun stuff, but yeah, if I'm laughing every minute, it's better than most stuff on television.
I've seen one episode, and it's the
It's
only
better
one
than everything on CBS.
where they get the Proclaimers tape stuck in the car and they're going across country. That's,
Now
the
that's-
only one, and
yeah.
that one made me laugh.
and
Yeah,
that's a
lot.
running gag because
every
They
time
keep
they're in
it
that
going.
car, that's all. They have to
everything in
play.
that show is a running gag.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the one nice thing is was it season 7 or something? There's
Yeah.
still the running gags from like episode 1. So that was
Really?
nice.
I'm finally catching up on Dexter. Remember when we were
Nice.
mates and like
Dexter's Laboratory is one of my favorite cartoons
Yeah,
ever.
boy.
I think she
guy.
means Dexter.
He knows
avoid
what
a
I mean.
killing.
He knows what I mean. But I'm about maybe like 6 episodes actually being caught up to it because like when I first got into Dexter, like I fell in love with it. I literally watched probably like the first 4 seasons in like maybe 2 weeks. Just
Yeah, I
did
did the
nothing,
same
but
thing.
Yeah,
was
Carol
just,
and
like,
Jay are big
I love
fans of that.
I love it.
What's one of your favorite shows that you're watching right now?
I'm rewatching The Shield because I didn't finish that.
See, I've
through.
never seen that, and I hear it's really good.
It's crazy. Like it's really comparison to Breaking Bad. Like everything gets worse, and then he's got to fix it, and it gets worse. He's got to fix it.
So I'm still excited for the Breaking Bad. It's really bad,
Yeah.
too.
Glad I watched that show.
Oh,
Here it comes.
Go wait in the
turn
car.
off her mic.
Just go wait in the car, Tab.
Seriously, all right. When you're done getting through whatever the little frou-frou show is you're watching, you said, start Breaking Bad. I'm serious. It's amazing.
First
it's a great
2
show.
episodes get you hooked on pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because that's all I watched.
It's
and
a
I was
lot
like,
like
you know
meth.
what? I'm kind of over
And by the
this.
time you're done with season 1, it's like, all right, I got to find out what the hell is going on with the rest of this. But I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. Doug, I want to say thanks for being on the show. Go ahead and give more information on Friday again.
Friday at the Boiler Room, me, Megaran, Urizen, Dr. Awkward, 7 p.m.
Reptile guy.
Lizard Professor.
Lizard
Professor. Lizard Professor.
Moriarty lizard face.
Nice.
So,
When I first heard the name, I thought of Spider-Man, that doctor.
yeah, Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
Doc Ock.
Yeah, Doc Ock.
Or the lizard.
Lizard Professor.
Oh, lizard.
The
lizard.
Oh, there you go. Well, they had a baby, so that's where that comes from.
Anyways.
True stuff right there.
But thank you for having me.
No problem. Man. You're always a joy to have in the
Pregnant
studio.
reptiles.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
thanks for tolerating us. So, well, and also make sure at the end of the show you stick around because we're going to play the video from your last from one of the performances at Double Wide.
Right.
So make sure you stick around at the very end of the show for that. But Doug, once again, thanks for being on the show, and you're welcome for us letting you come on. You're very welcome. Up next, we're going to have Urizen, who's going to be performing along with Doug, and of course, good friends of the show, the show's own Urizen.
The show's own.
So